5 reasons you do not need this camera because you've got this one in your pocket. iPhone 13 Pro versus the Canon M50 or other similar small mirrorless cameras. You don't need them anymore. These are better in every single way. Okay, so reason number 1 is the frame rates, the recording modes, the resolution is just far superior on the iPhone 13. We've got 4K, 24, 30, 60. We've got 1080p, 120, 1080p, 240. And on the Canon M50, which is interchangeable mirrorless camera from Canon, you've only got 1080p in 24 and 60. But we have got 4K in here, but it hasn't got the dual pixel autofocus, which is useless. So 4K uses some kind of phase detection autofocus, which is hopeless. It just doesn't work. With the iPhone, you've got the 4K, you've got autofocus, everything's in focus. We've all got different lenses. Yeah, you could say interchangeable lenses on the Canon M50, but on here we've got 4 lenses. We've got a zoom, we've got a wide angle, we've got a normal one, and then we've got a macro lens as well for that macro photography. You can check out my macro photography iPhone 13 Pro video. I'll link it above somewhere because it's incredible. That lens really does work really well. So we've got 4 lenses in one. Only use 1 lens at a time on here, then you can change them about, yeah, but especially on the Canon M50 there isn't a lot of choice. So that is reason number 1. Resolutions, recording formats, far superior on the iPhone 13 Pro. Next is connectivity. If you are an Apple user and you own a MacBook as well, transferring the footage you have filmed to the computer is a breeze. With the Canon, you have to film it, then you have to take the SD card out, plug it into a dongle, because everything's used a dongle at the moment, unless you've got the new MacBook. Then I've got to transfer the files, then take the SD card back out the dongle, put it back in the camera. It's a bit of a laborious task, but with the iPhone, you can just transfer the files via AirDrop to computer. They're saved on your phone, they're saved on your computer, job done. So fast. And with the new updates in Final Cut Pro, the computer knows they are iPhone files, and then we can adjust the cinematic mode in Final Cut Pro after we've filmed the video. We can also record and edit in HDR ProRes. ProRes from an iPhone is just crazy. So if you're an Apple user and you've invested in the ecosystem, then all of these devices just work seamlessly, and it makes everything so easy. As far as I can go on the Canon M50, we've got wide angle on the iPhone 13 Pro. The next reason why this one is obsolete now, and we're using this for vlogging and stuff like videos like this and other stuff that we'll do in the studio later on in the video, is the stabilisation. We've got this sensor shift stabilisation now in the normal iPhone Pro, not just the Max, and it's incredible. To be quite honest, it's nearly GoPro level. But yeah, stabilisation is just far superior. You've got no in-body stabilisation in the Canon M50. You have got digital stabilisation, but it does crop in when you're using enhanced, which is another not good feature. But the stabilisation on this is just phenomenal. That sensor shift stabilisation is crazy. So if you're vlogging, walking, doing any kind of videos, still recommend this over any small mirrorless camera. Stabilisation is far superior, in my eyes anyway. Next is battery life. I'm lucky if I get through a shoot without changing the battery with the Canon M50. It was one of the weaknesses of this camera. The battery life is poor, especially if you're shooting in 4K, which I never do, like I've mentioned before in the video, that it's got no dual pixel autofocus in 4K and a massive crop, so it's just, in my eyes, totally useless. With the iPhone, the battery life is amazing, much improved over the iPhone 12, and will last all day with ease. So you'll never have to worry about running out of battery on a shoot, and there's also no record limit on the iPhone, so it'll just run until you run out of memory, and it won't overheat either. On the subject of memory, just so you're aware, if you're going down the iPhone route and you shoot 4K 30 ProRes footage, you will need a 256GB version of the iPhone 13 Pro. If you go for the 128 version, then it only records in 1080p ProRes. Photography wise, I think you can easily match the iPhone 13 Pro to most things out there. Photos are just so good. Unless you're looking for real depth of field in your photographs, then I just think compared to this, the Canon M50, the iPhone can do just as good job when it comes to taking photos. Maybe a little bit over sharpened sometimes, but that's what you get from a smaller sensor, because they had a bit of sharpening to add the detail in there. But it really does look really good. Time lapses, as far as time lapses are concerned, this does movie time lapses, but I think the iPhone 13 or any iPhone is the best tool for taking time-lapse video. So all in all, we've got in our pockets one of the most powerful devices available to you at the moment for capturing images of all types, and this is why I'm finally saying goodbye to the Canon M50. It's gone, I've sold it. I just don't see a reason to keep it anymore. The iPhone 13 Pro is officially now my second camera. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye guys. See ya.